And we are back. Welcome everyone to the final day of Executor. It is the grand finals. I am Live VIP, and with me, joining me this lovely morning is the beautiful El Padrino himself. It is Ducklings.
Fala galera.
Fala
Hola,
galera!
Live VIP. And that is it. That is all the Portuguese that I know.
That's all the Portuguese I know. Plato! Oh god, what's up, man? We're here. It's the grand finals, mate. We made it.
Yes, I mean you made it. You will say. I mean, I was here ready also. You're the one that is dying currently.
I was about to say, mate, I can feel it. Today's the day.
Today's the last day.
Today is the day that I pass on from this world, Ducklings.
Look. At least you're going to pass with a great matchup, mate. Because look what two players we have here in the grand finals. No, Spawny here. The first of these two players, the best player in Brazil, the Terran player Kelazhur.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of 2000 Atmospheres LE. How dare you, mate? How dare you say that here on this broadcast? Because here in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the best player in all of Brazil. He's representing the CranKy Ducklings. It is Erik.
I mean, how dare you? Look. One of these two players came from the upper bracket, okay? The other didn't.
Oh,
Plus, look. Erik, Kelazhur is the best player in Brazil, but Erik is the second best player in Latin America, okay? Those are two different titles.
They are two very different titles there, and oh boy, you are correct in saying that. As people can see on the screen right now, there is a 1-0 advantage to one of these players. That, of course, is Kelazhur. He did come from the winner bracket, so he is already leading the series 1-0.
Yes, that is correct. That is his like prize for not losing a match in the playoffs so far. So you know, it's a little bit easier for him because he only has to win the next 3 maps. Meanwhile, Erik has to win all 4.
Ooh, exactly. From one insane TvZ to the other. Of course, the DreamHack Finals did just finish up the season finals for DreamHack Summer, and mate, it's almost 6 a.m. here. It's.
Did you sleep nothing at all?
I obviously woke up yesterday. I casted ANZ Champs. I go back home and I decided to stay up for DreamHack because of the Executor. I passed out in game 4 of Rainer versus Maru. And they went all the way to the ace match, luckily.
Yes, they went all the way to the ace match. And let me guess, you just woke up when I called you.
Oh yeah.
Good thing that I called you, mate. Good thing that I called you. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here to watch this incredible matchup because, mate, Erik is ready to throw some roaches at Kelazhur's face.
Exactly. So a couple of things happen. Erik did go for a very fast roach opener here, and Kelazhur he didn't see. I was so surprised. He had the Reaper here in the natural, and he never went into the main base. He was just barely pushed away by the units of Kelazhur. Now the roaches are across the map. There are units here to defend, but there's no tank. So these roaches, you know, they could deal some damage, but oh, the bunker finishes just in time.
Yeah, Bunkers finishes. The roaches may get some ACVs here if they go to the upper part of the base. Well, no, they just decided they're going to trade with the army of Kelazhur.
Yeah, exactly. Cute Burrow, he does force the scan, but in the end, all 4 roaches do get cleaned up.
Yes. By the way, one thing I wanted to say, like, this is a thing that I think Kelazhur uses a little bit too much, which is that he has the Reaper and he contains the third player, maybe the Knight, the third if he can, but he didn't really use it to scout, mate. And this is not the first time. The first match that they played in these playoffs as well. I don't believe Kelazhur went inside the base with the Reaper once.
Yeah. I mean, that almost cost him the game, to be honest. Like, he wasn't really prepared for the counterattack because of that. In the end, he did defend, to be fair, and now he's across the map. And this is scary. There are only 2 queens to defend. 3 queens, I guess. There's no lings, there's no roaches.
Yeah, I mean, Erik didn't see anything. Oh, nice. The drones take out the Widowmite that was already damaged. And yeah, loses 1 queen, loses 2 drones, which is, unfortunate, but nothing game ending.
Ooh, just nothing game game ending at all, mate.
How dare you, John, in the middle of this awesome match, mate?
Okay, mate, my body is waking up, mate. It's waking up. Or it's dying. It's God. But honestly, I'm surprised. Like, Erik, he was able to defend with literally the bare minimum, with literally three queens. Like, he's getting away with so much greed here.
Mate, queen good unit.
This is pretty good. It's pretty good. Oh god. Meanwhile, Kelazhur, he's still being active here with his drop, and we do see, thankfully, Erik isn't staying on Roach Ravager. That's what I was a little bit concerned about. He is switching into Ling Bane. It's it is a bit of a transition, but he's on his way.
Yeah, yes. +1 melee attack and +1 armor right now being built by Erik, research by Erik, and also the lair is almost done. So let's see what he decides to do to accompany this bunch of Sterlings. Baneling speed, okay. Yes, definitely selling Baneling. I was expecting maybe a quick spire, maybe some Hydras, but no. It's only going to be selling Baneling for now.
I love it, especially because this is very different to what we saw in the previous time they played against each other in this very tournament. Erik was very Roach Ravager heavy, and Kelazhur kind of just had his way with him, to be honest. So Erik going for a very different style. I'm sure Erik has been practicing for this tournament, for this rematch, and yeah, we'll see how he does here. There are Banelings at home to defend. They're just about to finish up.
Yeah, Baneling speed is not done, but there are no tanks accompanying this army, so just the Baneling needs to get close and detonate, and that is it. Oh, look, that was an excellent detonation by Erik.
Exactly. There was some nice focus fire there by Kelazhur, but again, he didn't really have a lot of room to work with, so Baneling speed was not necessary there. Erik was able to just barely push Kelazhur away, and he didn't lose too much. 4 drones, it's okay.
Shout out to Dastan, who's in the chat. He's asking for your Galite. Also, shout out to Dastan. I saw him streaming earlier, and mate, he was playing StarCraft.
I saw he was playing Apex into StarCraft. I was like, mate, really? During the finals of DreamHack? I was like, really? But it's cool. He was playing StarCraft. It's cool.
Look, one step at a time, one step at a time. Meanwhile, speaking of one step at a time, mate, this drop by Kelazhur doing a good amount of damage. Nice positioning here. Nice focusing on the Banelings, and this is going to be clean up, but it was very cost effective.
Yes, very efficient there by Kelazhur. Oh god, thankfully, okay, Erik, he realizes, you know what, I don't really have that much of an army. He's morphing in a bunch of Banelings defensively at home. That will help against a full-up push, but oh boy, it's gonna be quite a push.
I just noticed the supplies, mate. 105 for Erik, 137 for Kelazhur, mate. That's never a good sign.
Yeah. It really isn't. I mean, to be fair, Banelings can be very cost efficient, but he has to be careful because of these Widow Mines.
Widow Mine shot destroys a few Banelings. Nothing much lost by Kelazhur. Nice cleanup here on the left-hand side of the map. And yeah, I mean, this is just Erik. He needs to contain Kelazhur to destroy Kelazhur's pushes, and then just macro up, mate. Just macro up, because currently Kelazhur macros is very good. It's excellent.
Exactly. Erik is still being very annoying, by the way. Like, I don't know if you've noticed, but we've seen a lot of scans from Kelazhur to clean up all these lings. There have been lings here at the 4th. There were lings barred at the 3rd as well in the main base. So this is costing a lot of potential mules here, but Erik, he is on top of it. But Kelazhur's just in love with it.
Yeah. Here comes another push by Kelazhur, another strong push. There's no Banelings. Where are the Banelings for Erik?
Oh god, there should be enough here for this. Meanwhile, the Widowmine doesn't detonate.
Yeah, it doesn't detonate. He ended up dying because of the Banelings, and here comes Kelazhur going for the main base drop.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, Erik, he's gonna deal with this, but Kelazhur, he's getting ready for another push here. It looks like there were a couple of burrowed Widowmines, but what's scary is that there's barely any creep spread here outside the third.
Yeah, and this is going to come as a shock by Erik. Erik has very little amount of Banelings, but it is mostly a settling army, and it could be easily dealt with.
Exactly. There's just not that much here. There's still a couple of Banelings. Thankfully, the Widowmine shots have already been wasted. The Banelings do come in and they will connect with the bio. Erik just barely pushing this away.
Yeah, finally some good connections by Erik, and this push is not going to do much else.
Oh, meanwhile, the drop did land towards the fourth base, but again, Erik is here as well. Oh, it feels like Erik just barely has enough each time. But again, like especially if we look at the supplies, like Erik, he's not working with much. Oh,
yeah, he's not nice one. Like 5-6 Widowmines just went out there with one Baneling mate.
Oh my god. And what's important is that, like, now Erik has bought enough time where Hydras are on the way. Like, this entire time, it's only been Ling Bane, and because of that, this medevac count has been getting higher and higher. This is where a lot of the supply for Kelazhur is, but now finally there's going to be some anti-air incorporated by Erik, and now he's going to be able to clean up these drops.
Yes, finally. Also, the Lurker then is on the way, so we're going to see Lurker and Sterling Baneling composition at the end. Let's just see if nice Baneling connection there. But Erik finally going into the counter-attack, apparently.
Yeah, exactly. He is setting up for that counter-attack. There's not much here to defend. Likewise can be said here, though. Kelazhur is also getting ready to push at this third, and again, there's still no crease threat here.
The Lurker then is about to finish. Just a few more seconds, maybe, and Erik may be able to have Lurkers to defend.
Oh god, exactly. Meanwhile, here come the lanes. The planetary will go down. I'm a little bit concerned because some Banelings were used there in the offensive, and I don't know if there's going to be enough at home to defend. Kelazhur, he did take a little bit to actually pull the trigger, though. And he's coming in.
Here we go, mate. There are no Lurkers. And just a few Banelings. Let's see if this is enough to defend.
We shall see. It looks like there's still one Widowmine behind this army. There's one Lurker to defend.
Only one Lurker, mate. It may not be enough. It may not be enough. The army that Erik had on Kelazhur base has already been dealt with, and this is... Erik has nothing else, mate. Erik has nothing else. Just a few Hydras, just a few Zerlings, and that's it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, Erik, he wasted his Banelings across the map, and honestly, he didn't need that much. He only needed a couple of Banelings here, and he just didn't have it. The base goes down, so will all of the workers.
10 drones going down with a scan. It was a nice try to try and save them with the burrow, but mate, the scan is very good.
Exactly. Meanwhile, he scans, he sees the Lurkers, so he shouldn't be overextending. With these Lurkers, Erik will survive, and he's going for a bit of a counterattack, but oh god, there's plenty here to defend, and half the links already get taken out.
Yes, a tank and the Widowmine, they basically took out everything. They kill a couple of SCVs, but nothing more.
God, meanwhile, the drop got into the natural base. More workers went down.
Almost that medevac survived with 9 HP, mate.
Oh god, just barely.
Those Marines playing the Hail Mary, please.
And here comes the next push, and like for the longest time, Erik was on a knife's edge, just barely defending, just barely taking up. But now, like, he can't really keep up with Kelazhur. Like, he doesn't have any creep spread. He doesn't have any, like, heads up or any notice when these pushes are coming.
I mean, Kelazhur has almost double the supply that Erik has at the moment, and those Widowmines, nice shot by the Widowmines, and Erik has basically nothing to defend at home. His Lurkers are now being dealt with on the other side of the map, and what does Erik have?
Erik, he's got a couple of Lurkers morphing in, a couple of Banelings, literally 2 Banelings here to defend. It's not much, to be honest. And in comes Kelazhur, 200 to 1 supply.
Lurkers finally morphing, but But mate, that's a lot of army, that's a lot of Widow Mines, and there's one tank, and yeah, it falls and GG. Kelazhur takes his second point in this score.
GG, well played. And to be fair, this is a best of 7, so Erik does have some room to work with. And as I was saying, like, yo, every single time Erik, it felt like he was just being greedy enough to hold on, but as soon as one fight didn't go his way, then like things kind of snowballed for Kelazhur. Oof.
Yeah. Now let's see what these players have for game number 2. Erik, I think did well with going for the selling bailing composition instead of the usual roaches that we saw from last time. It went better. It just needs to be more cost efficient because Kelazhur Marine were just too good, mate. Too good.
Yeah, that they were. And I think something that also comes into play there is that he didn't really have a lot of queens to work with either to spread that creep. Because of that, he was always defending kind of at the last minutes. When it came to his fringe bases, a lot of the times he was defending, but again, like it was just barely. It was very close for him. It was always kind of on the back foot.
Yeah, and as a third player, you don't always want to be, on the back foot. You want to be ahead, always ahead.
Yeah. Oof. Aye. Meanwhile, we're getting ready for the next map. Again, though, it's a best of 7, so we do have a lot of maps to work through. Because of that, I believe there was only one veto due to the fact that one of our players does have a 1 map lead here. So there's going to be one map that we don't see, but which one will that be? Oh my god, we're getting into Beckett, mate.
Yes, statistically a very Terran favorite map.
Yeah.
So this is not looking bad for Erik. I mean, we say statistically a very Terran favorite map, but didn't Reynor destroy Maru on this map just a few hours earlier?
This is true. It's not 100% win rate for Terran. It is possible for Zerg players to win here. Because it's Beckett Industries, would Erik go for an early pool opening here? Would he risk that?
I mean, it's not the worst of ideas. I could see it done, especially Erik, seeing how he's already 2 points down. So yeah, why not? You need to take like risk to reclaim your title as the number 1 in Brazil.
Definitely. Oh boy, we'll see what he has in store for us here. Again, I'm just glad that we get to open up on a map like this. Just because we don't get to see it too often, to be honest. A little bit more often in Latin America, I guess, but in some of the other regions, not so much. So it's great that early on in this series, man, we're already here. We're already on Beckett.
I mate, Beckett Industries map number 2 in this best of 7. Is a best of 7? Well, best of 6 technically, because we only going to see 6 maps. But...
I guess.
And here we go, everyone. Welcome to Beckett Industries early and spawning here. The Red Zerg player, the CranKy Duckling players. It is Erik.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Beckett Industries LE, we have the Brazilian Terran. He is blue, representing Team Liquid. Already up 2-0 in this best of 7. It is Kelazhur.
Right, can you give me a minute?
Yes, I can. It's all good. Ooh, so while Darking does take his minutes, thankfully there's no early shenanigans here on Beckett Industries. We have a hatch first opening from Erik, so he's not going for an early pool timing or anything crazy like that. So he is giving Darking some time to sort things out on his end. And likewise, Kelazhur not going for anything cheeky either, which, to be fair, you don't need to as a Terran. Darking, he touched on it. on a map like Bacon Industries, mate, pushes hit so much faster for the Terran player. I've seen players time and time again just go down to these massive pushes, and I'm worried for Erik, just because we saw how much he struggled defending in game number 1, and now in game number 2 on Beckett Industries, he may have a harder time. I say may have a harder time. Obviously, what I should say is that this map favors the aggressor. So if Erik does go for an early Roach push, or go for a Roach Warren, then he can utilize the map to his advantage.
Hi, I have returned.
Oh, welcome back. Welcome back.
Apologies for the interruption.
It's all good, mate. It's all good. It's all good.
So yeah, did I miss anything critical, or only like standards opening for these players for Marine Sim?
Standard openings, mate. Standard openings.
No, Erik, where is my poor first? Where is my 12-11?
in a ZVT, that'd be crazy. I'd love it.
next time, like you have to put it in your contract. When you play versus Kelazhur, you go 12-11 every map.
But this is what I was talking about. You know what's very fast here, and this wasn't scouted in the previous game, is that Erik is going for a very fast Roach Warren.
Yes, again, very fast Roach Warren, and again, Kelazhur just using the Reaper to harass instead of just scouting.
Exactly, and honestly, there's nothing too crazy going on here in the natural base. What is crazy is that by now, Erik should be expanding. He should be taking his third base, and Kelazhur's noticing, hey, where's your base, mate? Like, it should be coming any moment now. Like, something's not right.
Yeah, mate, something not right, and the answer is Roaches. Erik is going for the same thing as game number 1. Now, one big difference is that the bunker is not being built at the moment. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Like, Kelazhur had a bunker started being built more or less right now, and I don't see one. And Roaches without bunker is a lot harder to hold than with bunker.
Ooh,
Finally,
yeah.
Kelazhur is going to see the Roaches. Where's the bunker like? Well, there's the bunker. There's the bunker. The question is, are the Roaches going to arrive before or after the bunker is done?
That's a good question, because again, it's Beacon Industries. We have speed zones. This is the smallest rush distance map in the map pool. The Roaches are already zooming across the map. The bunker is almost halfway done, but the Roaches are about to hit the natural, so it's possible that the bunker won't finish.
Nah, I think he's going to finish barely, barely. Oh, he focuses the SCV and the bunker does not finish.
Oh, it doesn't, but the second SCV does dive on it. That will protect those Marines. Meanwhile, the Roaches are trying to push through these Hellions, and they're doing a decent job, but forces some of these Roaches to borrow.
And again, another scam forced by Erik for Kelazhur, and yeah, but Roaches are still alive. They're still doing a little bit of damage, unlike the previous game that Erik just lost them without basically doing any significant damage. Now he still has them alive. He could go in and out quickly for some serious snipes or some trait of the army, and that is what he's doing.
Yeah, exactly.
Look, a second scan wasted.
It's very cute micro here that he's using. Again, this is something unique to Erik, is utilizing that burrow, and he does keep one Roach alive in the natural. He didn't deal that much damage economically, to be honest, but, you know, he did 4 scans, right? Those are mules that aren't available for Kelazhur.
Yeah, it is done finally, but meanwhile on the other side, Kelazhur managed to sneak away a few Hellions, and they're going inside the map, and there's not much hint to the Fedlight. Settling speed is nowhere near done.
Yeah, exactly. One Roach does pop out, and he's forced to fight with the drones. They line up, and 9 drones go down.
Nice damage by Kelazhur. 30 workers by Erik, 42 by Kelazhur. Kelazhur's macro made on point. On point.
Again, this is what I'm talking about. Like, Kelazhur, he defended, then he counterattacked immediately, and honestly, Erik didn't have that much time to get ready at home. Because of that, a lot of workers went down. Another very interesting thing, very fast lair. Lair just finished up here for Erik.
Very fast layer. Let's see what Erik does with this very fast layer, because Banshees are also now out on the map light. Cloak is almost done, and Erik does not have any form of detection. Finally, one observer is in the is being built. Okay, and the 2 sports. So I think he just saw the Banshees
Yeah,
He must have seen one of the Banshees at least.
I think so. I think so. Again, he does know that it is a 1-1-1 opening because he saw all of those Hellions, not as many Marines, so it should be Banshees. There's no Spore here at the third base, so it's a little bit exposed, but there is an Overseer. There are 2 Queens.
God damn it, Chad. Still more on the chat. Is Darkin watching Shelby's grocery store? And another guy responds, yeah, because it's 4th of July, so Shelby is out celebrating.
No! Shelby, please! You're not wrong. When it comes to Shelby, by the way, I wouldn't be surprised if he celebrates any excuse to bring out Los Chelas, mate, and then he takes it.
Oh god, he's probably with Chaos Fate at the moment.
No! Ay. Not a Shelby in the chat.
But yeah, Banshees coming to Eric's base. They do nothing. They only clean a little bit of creep because luckily Erik was ready. There was an overseer and the Queens were chasing them, so no workers lords there for Erik.
Yeah, exactly. But the Banshees do show up at the 4th base, so it's going to be a little bit annoying. Thankfully, Erik does have Queens here to defend, so he will hold on to his 4th. Ooh, and now he has survived the early game. He's getting into the mid game, and I was surprised, to be honest, that the lair was only used for roach speed. Finally, +2 is coming into play, but nothing too fancy. I assumed that Erik was going to be a little bit risky and maybe like go for a fast spire or something like that, but no, instead he's just focusing on his roach ravager production.
Yeah, he's going back to the style that we know him best for, and let's see if it goes better for him that things did in the previous game.
Yeah, exactly. We do have these drops moving out across the map. What I love is that even though Erik doesn't have amazing creep spread, he has burrowed lings all over the place, and he does spot the drop with them.
Yep, the drop is spotted. The roaches are coming into position.
Exactly, so the roaches are here to help defend the 4th base of Erik. They will show up here.
Kelazhur is paying attention. He loses the medivacs. The drop is completely cleaned up.
Mate.
That was a nice win by Erik.
Best player in Brazil, mate. Look at him go. Piles down the medivacs. We have another drop on the way, but really, that's just more medivacs that Kelazhur is donating to Erik.
Yeah, and again, these drops are being spotted by the borrow settlings that are all over the place. This is a nice upgrade. There's nothing like having free observers everywhere in the map.
Oh yeah. Doesn't have as much vision, but you know, it still is very valuable here. Meanwhile, the drop does get pushed away by the Roach Ravager. On top of that, mate, we have a Nidus on the way. Ooh, but it just gets spotted by the Banshees.
Yeah, Banshees managed to sneak in. They kill 7 workers, and there's no stopping, mate. What is Erik's response?
He is repositioning his Spore, so he will be able to defend against this eventually. But you're right, like, how is he going to utilize this Nidus, by the way? Like, there is an Overseer here outside the base, but this is a very well fortified base.
Yeah, I'm not sure where he's going to do it. I mean, the most logical conclusion is going to be in the main base, and yeah, I think that is where he's going to go.
Oh
yeah,
my
there
god!
But just in time for attack to spawn in and attack the Nidus immediately, mate.
So
what about
unlucky.
timing?
Exactly, the Nidus does nothing. Meanwhile, the Roach Ravager does push away the Bio Army for now, but yeah, just some wasted resources here. Again, there's still potential for Erik to try and make something happen with this Nidus. At least you could argue that it is keeping Kelazhur at home.
Yeah, it is keeping Kelazhur busy. Now the heavy fortified position that this base had was no longer here. So Erik managed to sneak in and do some damage, but he needs to be careful. The tank has arrived and has a lot of firepower.
Oh, exactly. He was able to sneak in. He got the bunker. He's got a couple of workers as well. He got 1 tank, so he was able to deal some damage. And what's important is that really he's buying time. You know, Hive is on the way. Infestors are on the way to really round out his army. And Kelazhur hasn't been able to push out across the map. Oh my god.
2 more tanks went down there for Kelazhur, but they need to be careful. This infantry is very strong. They already have 2-2 ready, and they have medivacs, and they're doing good work of this Roach Ravager.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like Erik shouldn't be committing here.
Oh god, the infestors.
Oh, one of the infestors gets picked up for free. He does get one fungal, but I don't think that was worth it.
Yeah, definitely it was not worth it. The infestors were too late. By the time they arrived, most of the army was already dead. Plus, one got picked by the tanks in siege mode. So yeah, not a good fight by Erik.
Exactly. Now he has to go back, lick his wounds. Meanwhile, Kelazhur is not stopping. His drop is still moving out here across the map. There is one fungal available. Up. Oh.
Fungal catches the medivacs, but mate, there's nothing to shut up.
Yeah, exactly. The Ravagers were just a little bit too late.
Yeah, we need Hydra with this.
Exactly. And you know what? To be fair, Erik knows that. Hydra Den is done. Lurker Den is on the way. He does want to get into Hydra, Lurker, Viper eventually. It took him a while to get there, but it is on the way.
Yeah, and Nidus tries to go into the main base of Kelazhur again, but to no avail. Mate, unfortunately, those Nidus have done nothing this game.
Yeah, I mean, the most you can say is that, like, it did force these tanks to stay at home, right? Like, it forces Kelazhur to spread out his army and really not have everything in one swift move to push out across the map. But for how much longer, right? I feel like Kelazhur has been stuck at home for a while.
Yeah, but while he has been stuck at home, mate, he has not lost almost nothing of his army, mate. So his army just getting bigger and bigger, and his upgrades are just getting better and better.
Yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, Erik is trading out this Roach Ravager, and I'm a little bit concerned because this should prompt Kelazhur to attack. Like, oh my god, you just threw away all this supply? Let's go. Thankfully, Erik, 7 Lurkers are just about to finish up, so he will have this ready for Kelazhur's counterattack.
Yes, exactly what he needs. The upgrades for the Lurkers are not done yet. They're still a little bit while away. So if Erik can manage to buy a few more seconds.
Oh, exactly.
Kelazhur notices.
Exactly. Beautiful scan there by Kelazhur. He does see the Lurkers. Lurkers are literally a bit exposed. One of them does get picked off.
Man, the meat grinder that these tanks made, all the Zerg army just went poof in an instant. And yeah, Kelazhur lost a lot, but importantly, most of the tanks survived.
Exactly. I think only half the tanks were able to be taken out there. Erik, though, some good control. He kept his Vipers alive. He does have enough energy for another blinding cloud there on those tanks, but Kelazhur is not stopping.
He's not made the tanks got into position. Just a scan. Okay, there we go. The scan and Kelazhur engages.
Well, Kelazhur engages. Meanwhile, the Vipers come in. Ooh, they decide to yoink the tanks, immediately pick them off.
Yeah, that was a nice decision by Erik. 171 supply for Erik, 185 for Kelazhur. Kelazhur is still a little bit ahead, but it's definitely not as much as game number 1. With a couple of good fights, Erik could turn the tides.
Yeah, but look at this rally, mates. Immediately, Kelazhur does reinforce his army. He isn't quite sieged yet, so again, this army is a little bit vulnerable, but Erik, he's just buying a little bit more time for more Lurkers as 6 of them finish up. And you know what? The upgrades are done.
Yeah, upgrades are done. Erik has currently 10 Lurkers, all here in this base ready to defend, and not sure if Kelazhur will be able to break this position right now. Meanwhile, Kelazhur is now switching to Ghosts.
Yeah, an interesting choice. Ghosts will help deal with the Lurkers and the Vipers with their EMPs. Meanwhile, Erik is forced to respond to this army. What's interesting is that there's still no anti-air, by the way. He turned every single one of his Hydras into Lurkers. Oh no, the Infestor.
Oh, he lost two of the the Lurkers. Because of the fast movement of the infantry by Kelazhur, and now he's going now for these roaches, these 3 roaches.
Oh my god, and we can see like how congested this army and these bases are. Like, there's not a lot of room to move around here for Erik. He's kind of being pressed up against the wall, and Kelazhur is slowly leapfrogging forward with these tanks. Yeah,
Kelazhur now is completely maxed out, so he might be ready to throw away some units. And here we go, Erik moves forward with everything.
Oh, exactly. There's a nice spread on these tanks. Nice yoinks though, regardless, as 3 of them get picked off.
Yeah, all the tanks fall down, only 1 remain, and everything falls down quickly. And yeah, Erik won this fight.
Oh, exactly. We just see the EP landing on the Vipers, but you know what? They didn't have any energy anyway as Erik is pushing on forward. His lurkers are a little bit exposed here, though, as some of them do go down.
Yeah, but they managed to survive. Erik takes out one of the bases of Kelazhur, but man, he needs to be careful. The infantry of Kelazhur is moving forward.
Exactly. You know what? Every single lurker was picked off. There was a nice fungal there, but where was the follow-up? It just wasn't there. There's no more lurkers left.
Yeah, no more lurkers there. He also lost a couple of infestors, mate, and he needs to rebuild everything and quickly.
And Kelazhur doesn't realize the position he's in. Like, he could be pushing forward here. Erik is so vulnerable. He's slowly progressing with his tanks, but he is giving Erik enough time to finish up those lurkers.
Yeah. Second wave of lurkers finish, and let's see what Erik can make use of them.
Oh my god. Meanwhile, immediately one of the lurkers does get sniped. Ooh, that prompts Erik, but pushing it a little bit too soon.
Yeah, that was definitely not worth it. He lost everything for basically free. I don't think Erik killed one single unit there.
Yeah. Oof. And with that, no more infestors left for Erik. He still has 2 Vipers, but they keep being EMP'd. They just keep being EMP'd here. They aren't able to get their spells off. These ghosts are so valuable for Kelazhur as he's continuing to push forward.
Erik needs to be careful to not keep losing units, mate. His bank of minerals is pretty good, but his bank of gas is starting to lack, to dwindle, mate.
I mean, one nice sniper Viper goes down. It was able to yoink a tank at least, but again, these ghosts are so dangerous here for Kelazhur. Erik going for a run by.
Yeah, mate, going for the run by. No, it wasn't a run by, mate. He's defending. Look at the other side of the map. There was a bunch of Marit Marao that just destroying the newest base of Erik, and yeah, mate, this is a 2-front war now.
Exactly. The Lings, ooh, they actually do go for the counterattack. There's only one tank here to defend, but there is some nice SimCity. Oh. But mate, he forces an evacuation on the 3rd.
This is a nice win by Erik, but meanwhile, Kelazhur on the other side, he's not turning back. He's not turning back to defend. I think he's want to push little by little more and more.
Meanwhile, that drop, it looks like the hatchery will go down. A very frustrating drop for Erik to deal with, but at the same time, he also forced a lift up on the 3rd. So, kind of blow for blow here.
Yeah, blow for blow here. The question is, who ended up better at the end?
That is the question. Meanwhile, do you see a fungal going down? Ooh, nice EMP. Again, connects with all of these Vipers.
Yeah, all the Vipers, no more energy, and Kelazhur moves forwards, and he's taking out all the lurkers that are here.
Exactly, there was not enough there to defend the lurkers. The Vipers come in, but there's nothing for them to do. We do have a nice fungal on this army, but there's still a lot of bio.
Yes, a lot of bio and good tank positioning. Those tanks are doing a lot of damage, mate.
And just barely, once again, Erik holds on. He lost a lot in that engagement. A lot of his lurkers were exposed, unfortunately. He only has 4 lurkers remaining here, and Kelazhur still has a very nice position here on this high ground with all these tanks and ghosts.
Yeah, what Erik needs, I think, is another good run by like the one he did earlier to lift up the command centers, because otherwise, I think Kelazhur is slowly going to be advancing here. He's being very cost efficient with this infantry.
Exactly. Just constant constant snipes, constant aggression here. It's great that we have all these lurkers, but Erik, he keeps losing them. He keeps being forced to replace them.
Yeah, that is not one cheap unit, like.
Not at all. Not at all, mate. Another scan, the ghosts come forward, snipe another lurker.
Nice, one join for the tank. One less tank to worry about.
Exactly. Meanwhile, Kelazhur has not just retaken his 3rd base, but also expanded to the top left. Immediately, we have a Ling run by, and it looks like the Ling run by may force a little lost fighting time here, but there are reinforcements.
Mate, those tanks were in very nice position. Like every Zerling died just because of those 2 tanks. And finally, mate, we got the first nuke of the game.
Oh no, the nuke! It looks like it shouldn't go off as the ghost does get picked off. But that was a lot of leaps.
Yeah, that was a lot of links. That was a lot of resources just to kill the ghost mate. I was expecting maybe a joint by the Vipers or something like that, but not like throwing like three dozen links out of the army to Kelazhur.
Yeah, oh god, it wasn't the best trade. Meanwhile, another small hit squad here. 3 spines may be enough to deal with. Nah, no. Forces a response. The Lings do come up north, and Erik will just barely hold onto his base. Finally, +3 is on the way. It's an upgrade that's very useful here for Erik, but it was delayed for quite some time. We're reaching a point where once again both armies are maxed out. Fun fact, Erik's buildings are dying just because of how often these Vipers have been sucking on them. Like, oh boy.
Yeah, not very many HP less of those buildings, and actually not very many army also left for a 120 army supply, but the army is kind of splitting off because, mate, Kelazhur is now starting to focus on the other side of the map as well.
Yeah, I like this, to be honest, right? Like, it's heavily fortified here towards the south, but towards the north, not so much. So maybe Erik can make something happen. There's no ghosts.
Oh, an EMP goes and fails, but yeah, mate, that was a nice blinding cloud by Erik. He kills 2 of the tanks, but this is a nice position that Kelazhur may be able to abuse.
Oh god, exactly. Meanwhile, Kelazhur pushes on forward here. All of these lurkers are exposed, and every single one goes down.
Yeah, everyone falls. The base falls as well. Yeah, and Erik, I mean, to be honest, this base was almost mined out, but this still hurts, mate.
Well, I mean, Kelazhur can keep pushing from here. Now one base falls, the other will fall after that. Like, it's gonna be so difficult. Erik has to force Kelazhur to go back home.
I mean, well, the counter attack by Erik destroys the base, destroys 20 SCVs. That was a really nice win by Erik, and now of the tank as well, the infantry that was here. Mate, these players are not holding back.
They are not, mate. Kelazhur just barely keeping this drop alive, looking to try and hit one of these other bases, but Kelazhur is in position. Meanwhile, it looks like Kelazhur will lose this base, but just like the last one, mate, it's already served its purpose. Like, a lot of the minerals have already been mined out.
Yeah, the base is finally going to fall. Meanwhile, mate, that's a lot of lurkers. But he needs to be careful. That's a lot of tank in very good position.
Oh god, exactly. Meanwhile, we do have a Nidus in the main base in between the tanks, but will be dealt with. It will go down, and Erik is forced back home. But surprisingly, this base is still alive? Question mark? What?
Look, this is the Christmas tree, okay, of 2021.
Kelazhur, please sneeze on it. It's dead.
And yeah, he focuses on the hatchery, and the hatchery finally falls.
Oh. Finally, it does go down. Meanwhile, these 2 tanks from Kelazhur are a little bit exposed here, as Erik can very easily clean them up. And there we go. Erik is moving out. And we're in such a scrappy situation. Now, Erik can start focusing on the southern half of the map because Kelazhur just lost his bases. This one here is basically mined out anyway, and now there's no army here to defend the bottom right.
Yeah, the army of Kelazhur comes, but Erik goes into a very good position, and nice EMPs all over the infestors.
Oh god, decent fungals, but where is the follow-up? The entire army of Erik just evaporates, mate.
Yeah, Erik has nothing less. 90 supply left for Erik, 132 for Kelazhur. Kelazhur now with double army supply. Erik, all he has are these lurkers, basically, nothing else.
Pretty much. Like, this is a really rough place. Meanwhile, 2 tanks is all it takes to just deny all the mining at the freshest base, at the most important base of Erik. Every other base he's mining out, you know, there isn't that much room to just expand here for Erik.
Yeah, this is looking really dire for Erik right now. He needs to consolidate at least 1 full base to keep mining and keep pumping units, because, mate, Erik really needs that army supply. The ghosts come in and they're going to snipe. They're trying to snipe whatever is left, okay?
Just barely, they snipe an observer there, and there we go. Next are the lurkers. Bit of a dance going on between the lurkers and the ghosts.
Yeah, so at 26 minutes, what does Erik have? Erik has 7 lurkers, 8 hydras, 7 serlings, and 1 viper.
Yeah, that's not a lot to work with, to be honest, especially because those Vipers keep getting EMP'd. There's a lot of value to be had in that Viper, to be fair, and ooh, he does outposition Kelazhur's army. These tanks are a little bit exposed. Speaking of, so is his base.
Yeah, this base is going to fall. Nice win by Erik. Kelazhur is also starting to hurt money, but the main difference is that Kelazhur has 8 tanks left and 9 ghosts.
To be fair, two tanks are exposed and they will go down here. Meanwhile, there is a bit of a drop, but this should also be cleaned up as well. So a nice small win by Erik. At the same time, Kelazhur is pushing forward. No, the Viper! Ah!
Great Viper. You did your best.
Oh god, that he did, but every unit counts so much here as we're in such a scrappy situation. Here comes the rest of the army for Erik. No more spellcasters remaining.
These 2 players have almost no gas left, so every unit lost a unit that is very cost to replace, including this ghost, mate. This ghost needs to be very careful.
Exactly. The ghosts, they want to try and get some snipes on these lurkers. Erik is not making it easy on Kelazhur. We do see a scan. Nice transfuse. Ooh, a couple of lurkers get picked off. Oh my god, and a couple of ghosts get picked off as well. I feel like this army here isn't that big. Maybe Kelazhur can take this small fight. Like, again, Kelazhur's army is a little bit fragmented here, so Erik can take advantage of that.
Yeah, Kelazhur making siege to Erik's bases here in the south, but he also needs to keep units up here on the north to defend the bases, because he has lost that base three times already, mate.
Yeah. You're very right there, very right. Speaking of Kelazhur, he's looking to maybe try and push on the freshest base of Erik. Erik's still trying to decide what to do here. He does dip in, he does see what army is outside his base, but instead opts the counterattack.
Yeah, but you need to be careful. There's tanks already here, and the infantry is also here, mate. The Zerglings fall.
Oh god, the Zerglings do fall. The lurkers fall as well. I don't think this is the best decision for Erik, and Erik is going to lose his entire army.
Yeah, he loses everything here. Only 42 army supply left for Erik. Most of which are these lurkers here that are defending the base of Erik. Oh, nice move forward. Kelazhur does notice he almost loses 2 ghosts.
Just barely, they are kept alive. Meanwhile, you know what? Here come the Vipers!
1 less tank.
1 less tank, 1 less ghost at the same time. Ooh, this drop is hurting Erik. Erik forced to respond with his lings. Meanwhile, the lurkers are getting picked off! And the Vipers! Everything!
All the lurkers fall. There's nothing else here to defend. Only Zerglings, but we would know that Zerglings versus 3-3 infantry is no good.
Oh god, it's not good, mate, at all. The lings come in, but it's not going to be enough. There are tanks to help support this army, and that's all she wrote, mate.
GG, Kelazhur, 3-0. Only 1 more map for Kelazhur, and he becomes the best player in Brazil. Are you going to keep contesting if Kelazhur wins?
Of course, mate, of course. What are you on about? But Kelazhur does take the game on Beckett Industry. Honestly, that was very close, very intense game there by both of these players. And Erik, he almost had it, mate. He almost had it. Like, towards the end there, if he didn't send his army to the north, like if he didn't split off his army, if he had focused everything either the north or the south, just pick one, then maybe he would have been able to take one fight and then the other, but he couldn't split up like that.
Yeah, that was a nice map number 3, and now, mate, let's see what map number 4 brings us. What map would you like to see now?
No Blackburn.
Blackburn it is. Welcome.
No. Oh god, I would take like even Romanticide, or I would even accept Oxide at this point. Just don't put us on Blackburn. That's all I want.
We have the map, mate.
Ooh.
Or map number 3, 4 is going to be Jagannatha.
Okay. This is acceptable.
Yes, this I will call is a very good map for the Zerg player, right?
Yeah, it's a much better map for the Zerg. Like, it's a little bit easier to defend your bases because they're a little bit closer together. Because it's vertical, it's easier to kind of like focus your creep spread and kind of get that going as well. And there's also some room here to utilize mutas if that is what you want to go for. I doubt we're going to see that from Erik. And that's kind of the big question here. Like, what are we going to see from Erik? We've seen him go roaches.
At 12-11, of course.
There are speed zones. Maybe. I could see it, I guess, question mark.
Steelmols has a question in the chat. When a cloak ghost is being healed by a medivac, does the medivac expose the location of the ghost? The answer is yes, it exposes the location, but it's still invisible, so you cannot just target it. You still need the vision.
Yeah. It's OP, mate. Oh, God.
Look, Terra needs every help they can get. They didn't even win the finals of DreamHack.
Exactly, but you know who else didn't win the finals of DreamHack? You know who else wasn't even in the playoff bracket for DreamHack?
Who?
Protoss, mate.
I know, right?
Yeah,
like
Protoss needs the biggest buff, mate. It's
after winning most of the regional tournaments, they went and went out in the group stage. What the hell?
Yeah. I mean, clearly Protoss does need the most help here out of all three races, as they had zero representation in the season finals. So hopefully Blizzard can get on that and buff the Void Rays even more.
It's okay, man. It's okay. There's a new set of maps that are probably going to get in very soon. So yeah, just a few Protoss friendly maps and remove everything else, and there we go, mate.
Yeah, like unironically, like that should probably happen. Like, this map pool is more Terran favored, and we did see more Terran success with this new map pool. With the follow-up map pool, I don't know if you've seen the Team Liquid map contest. I love it. They're bringing back 4 and 3 player maps.
Yes, pretty excited. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to see them for the next season. Probably for 2 seasons onwards, like for DreamHack Winter, maybe. No, it's too early between the end of the contest and the beginning of the next season. I mean, wait. When does next season actually start? Let me check. Let me check. What is it? Is rather it ends on the 19th, so 2 weeks late. We only have 2 weeks left for this season map pool, and then it's probably going to change.
Yeah, exactly. So I agree. Like, I'm pretty sure for this Team Liquid map contest, it will affect the end of the year, but still this year at some point, and that's exciting regardless, right? That will be happening at some point. It's going to be interesting because it's been years since we've had a 3-player map like Catalina. There was another one as well, which I can't quite remember, but Catalina always sticks out in my mind. And yeah, it's been a long time, mate. It's been a long time.
Look, forget 3 players map, mate. I want 4-player maps back. Those were the cool, but there was nothing like two proxy barracks in the middle of the map, and then just guess where in the other 3 locations your opponent is.
Oh God.
So yeah, man. Anyhow, welcome everyone to Jagannatha game number 3 in our best of 7 series, and spawning here, the Terran player playing for Team Liquid, currently up 3-0. This is Kelazhur.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Jagannatha LE, we have the Brazilian Zerg. He's red, representing the CranKy Ducklings, and up against the wall. One more loss and he is out of, or his run is done and the tournament is over. It is Erik. He's been so close, mate. So close. That last game came down to the wire.
Yeah, it was, and we're not done, mate. We may have another game like that on our hands. No, Jagannatha is the, correct me if I'm wrong, is the longest map pool in the pool. Is the longest map in the pool.
Longest is a very interesting term. It is very vertical. It is very vertical. When it comes to the rush distance, it isn't the longest. You know, that is, I believe, Oxide. I think Oxide is just longer than Romanticide by a couple of seconds. But yeah, it's very unique in that way, this map.
Yeah, this is a very interesting map. There's a lot of high ground in the middle where you can position good positioning of tanks.
Mm-hmm.
So one thing Erik needs to be aware of. But yeah, so far these openings for these two players very standard. You know, gas, a Reaper expand for Kelazhur and a hatch gas pool for Erik. Oh, and going for the tier base. He's going to make it on time because the SCV is coming behind him. Yes, there is no. The SCV blocks him.
Just
the SCV blocks him, and the Reaper is coming, mate. The Reaper is also coming.
Meanwhile, we do have a drone headed towards the 4th location, but the Reaper is there to deny it as well. But Erik actually wins the worker battle.
I cannot believe the drone won the worker battle. Isn't SCV supposed to have 5 more HP than drones?
Yeah, exactly. But you know what, Erik? He's just that good, mate.
No, mate, I know what it is. It is the regeneration on the drone that they gave him the extra hit.
S in the chat. The drone ended up falling there to the Reaper. Oh god. But you know, it gave its life for the cause. At least the 3rd base is at a reasonable time. It would have been disastrous if Kelazhur had delayed it even longer.
Yeah. So Erik has his 3rd at a reasonable time, no problem at all. And meanwhile, on the other side of the map, Kelazhur is going also for a faster CC. He's been doing this the 3 games, all 3 games that we have seen so far. He's been doing for a TvZ even before the 1-1-1 is done.
Yeah, faster CC before Starport here from Kelazhur, a very economic focused opening, and he, as we've seen, like, he usually gets away with it. Like, sure, Erik has been a little bit aggressive here or there when it comes to his roaches, but he just hasn't been able to accomplish too much with it. That's why I do like that. Again, very standard opening. Like, there's no early roach warn at all here from Erik.
I'm a little worried because of the no early roach warren, because in the previous game, those roaches either destroy a lot of the Hellions or at least keep them at home for a long time. And we would know that Kelazhur mate is really good with Hellion Reaper in the beginning of the map.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we've seen him one game just because of one Hellion Rumba and he destroyed the whole economy of the circle. And now with no roaches here to defend, maybe harder. Now especially mate because now looks what Kelazhur is doing in his base.
Yeah, Kelazhur did go for that 1-1-1, and he is going for a fusion core. Erik did scout the 1-1-1 with his Overlord, but he didn't dive all the way in, so he doesn't know about the incoming BCs. What I will say is that Erik does have enough queens to defend against the BCs, but it's about the position. It's about the positioning at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot about the positioning. Plus, he also needs these queens to defend against all these Hellions that are making passes at his base.
Exactly. So they have a lot to do. There are a couple of links here or there, and they will punish these Hellions if they commit a little bit too hard. But as you said, without roaches, it will be difficult to defend 2 fronts at once.
Yeah. Oh, nice scan. He's going to clean a lot of creep that was here. That's a lot of vision loss for Erik on the left-hand side of the map. And this be careful, queens. Don't be out of creep. Nice transfuse.
Yeah, a lot of damage done on these queens. And meanwhile, we do see that Kelazhur, he's committing even harder to this. Again, this is the danger of these BC openings, is that Kelazhur, he's throwing down his 2nd factory. This is mech.
Yes, mech. Finally, I wanted to see Kelazhur's mech for quite a while now. Correct me if I'm wrong, but we did not see Kelazhur going mech in the upper brackets against Erik, or yes?
I don't think we did, to be honest. I don't think we saw it, but we may see it here, or the game may end, because the BC comes across the map, the queens are being cleaned up, the Hellions are trading so well against these things, and now what is there left to defend?
There's 3 queens, there's 18 links on the way, but other than that, there's nothing here, mate. There's no Bane Leaks, there's no roaches, there's not even Spine Scrollers.
Oh my god.
Mate, is Kelazhur going to get away with this?
It looks like every single queen is gonna go down. Oh, the queen just barely survives. Just barely is trying to back off there. 3 HP. 1 shot away from going down, and it looks like it will.
Yeah, it will go down. The BC survives, and he's free to harass this base. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, the Hellions were cleaned up, so at least that was one least thing to worry about for Erik.
Yeah, the Lings were able to come out just in time. They did clean up those Hellions, now going for a bit of a counterattack. Problem is that there are Hellions at home, and Hellions, they're pretty good at cleaning up Lings. I feel like now, Erik should realize what's happening. Like, oh my god, there are more Hellions at home. It has to be mech.
Has to be make it immediately goes for the Spire and for the Roach Warren, which is exactly what you want to do when you are being attacked by this composition specifically. Another queen falls, mate. How many queens have fall this game? Like 5, 6?
Too many, mate. 7 queens have fallen this game. Ay. And this isn't even Kelazhur's final form, because this BC is going to go home to repair. More BCs are on the way. Here come the Hellions. Blue Flame is halfway done, so it's not going to come into play here. But again, still a lot of Hellions, and there aren't any Roaches ready for this.
Yeah, building finally finished. Two bang is cancelled there by those Hellions. Nice work by Kelazhur, and Erik. 10 meters is on the way. Is this going to be enough to clean what Kelazhur has?
That's a good question. Thankfully, Kelazhur hasn't seen the Spire. He doesn't know that he has to get ready for Mutas, so he doesn't have any Mistars at home. He doesn't have any Thors. His only anti-air is that BC, or those BCs, I should say.
He never started repair on those on the BC at home. The BC is still very almost there.
Oh god. Meanwhile, Mutas, they come out, they will dive on top of this BC. We'll get a Yamato off and teleport back home safely. And now Kelazhur knows.
Yes, now he knows. Widow mines are on the way. The turrets are being built right as we speak, but their club's not going to be ready. But mate, this is two battle cruisers. No, it's more than enough to deal with this low number of Mutalis.
Yeah, thankfully the Mutas do outrun those BCs, so they do dance around. They are able to pick off a couple of SCVs, pick off a tank as well.
Yeah, but that was very expensive. He lost like 4 Mutalis there with only a couple of SCVs and 1 tank. That's definitely not worth it. Meanwhile, Kelazhur, second round with this Hellbat now.
Thankfully, Roaches are out here for Erik, so very easily Erik cleans up all those Hellbats. At the same time, Mutas dive back in, get a mule, get a little bit of damage here, dive back in, but he has to be careful. He has to respect these BCs.
I remember when Heart of the Swarm came out, like how long was it? 8 years ago or something like that. and the Hellbat, was one of the new units. Back then I play basically exclusively mech against Zerg, and I was like, oh, finally the Hellion can finally fight against the Roaches. And the first fight that I did, Hellbat versus Roaches, I was very disappointed with the result.
Hey, you're not meant to fight. God damn it.
Look, I didn't know, mate. It was the first game. I tested it out. Let's see how a bunch of Hellbats fight against a bunch of Roaches. And it didn't go as I expected.
Thankfully, Terra, they have other ways to deal with Roaches, mainly with these BCs. These Roaches, though, they're dealing a lot of damage. 12, the entire mineral line goes down here and forces a liftoff.
Yeah, nice win here by Kelazhur, but these battle cruisers are still alive, mate. There's nothing really that can oppose them. There's a bunch of Corruptors, but the BCs are trading really well.
Yeah, exactly.
They can just teleport away when the health goes low.
Unfortunately, there were not enough Corruptors there to help deal with the BCs, only force them to back off. But again, these Roaches dealt a lot of damage, a surprising amount of damage. And oh my god, Erik, he's so annoying with these Lings.
Yeah, scan has to be wasted, but yeah, the important thing, this CC survived. So it will go into a planetary and it's going to start mining very soon.
Meanwhile, Erik, he's getting ready for the second wave. He is maxed out. Now he does have enough Corruptors to help deal with those BCs, and even has a maxed out Roach Ravager army. He has to be careful with his army movement. There are a couple of Widow Mines hidden in the middle of the map. Oh, but the planetary
go straight into the planetary. Are the SCVs going to be able to repair it? And meanwhile, there's the map. an engagement by Erik, but Kelazhur is ready here to defend.
Oh, Kelazhur defends, but he ends up losing the base. Oh god, causing spray. There was just far too much DPS there on those Corruptors. Kelazhur forced to remake that planetary.
Yeah, nice win by Erik. 191 supply, 157 for Kelazhur, 106 army supply, and 81 for Kelazhur. Erik, finally, after 3 games live, we see Erik ahead.
Finally, but is it enough? Because the problem is that he's still up against Mech. Mech is very cost efficient. Kelazhur, he's going to be focusing on turtling up. We have missile turrets, we have more CCs, more planetaries, more tanks going to be available for him. So Kelazhur is still in this.
Yeah, he still is. His 2-2 for Mech is almost done. He's slowly starting to ramp up the battle cruiser and the tank count, which is going to be very important. Mm-hmm. He just needs to be careful that he just doesn't get overrun in one of the bases. And speaking of this,
well, speaking of, 2 tanks immediately get biled down here. Once again, this base is under threat, and this is so smart by Erik. He cannot allow this base to finish up, and once again denies the 4th.
Yes, denies the 4th, but Kelazhur doesn't sit behind. His battle cruisers goes to their side of the map. There is nothing here to defend, and these are 4 battle cruisers. That's a lot of firepower. That hatchery is definitely going to go down, question mark.
Yeah, not just the hatchery, but all of these queens as well. But the Corruptors are showing up. Can the Corruptors change the way this battle is turning out as he does take down one of the BCs?
Yes, 1 BCs fall down. Kelazhur is forced to retreat. He did a lot of economic damage. He destroyed 5 queens and 23 workers, mate.
Mm-hmm. Jesus Christ. Despite that, Erik still has the worker lead. He is on 4 bases. So because he did deny the 4th base of Kelazhur for so long, I think Erik is okay. Kelazhur, that was a good win. I feel like that was a necessary win to stop Erik from getting out of control.
Definitely. Still, Erik is basically maxed out already, and he's ready for the next wave of attack against Kelazhur.
He is getting ready here. Meanwhile, I don't know if this is wise here for Kelazhur, fighting outside of range of his tanks, but he does get a decent lock-on with some of his Cyclones. 3 threes on the way. Erik, now he realizes, yo, I'm missing something here. Broodlords are what I'm missing, so the Greater Spire is on the way as well.
Yeah, Greater Spire is on the way. Broodlords we're going to be seeing very soon. For Erik, and Kelazhur is not ready for a tech switch in case this happens.
Yeah, exactly. And once again, these tanks are exposed. 2 of them get taken down immediately. This time there is no planetary on the 3rd base of Kelazhur. Another tank goes down.
Yeah, but Erik needs to be very careful. He's losing all his ground army here on the left hand side. There is a lot of Corruptors, but as we know, Corruptors doesn't shut down.
No, they do not. They do take down 1 BC, but only 1 in the end. Regardless, the ground army was able to deal a lot of economic damage for the lift up on that 3rd base. So, Erik, that may not have been the most efficient trade, but it's still a trade that he came out on top of.
Yes, more importantly, he bought a lot of time. The Greater Spire is almost finished. Oh, did this base fall?
Yeah,
something went down here, because I'm pretty sure there was a hatchery over there.
Yeah, there was. It looked like there was a Hellion run by, a Hellbat run by. Meanwhile, the Cyclones get a lock on, take out another base, but they get fungled.
Yeah, they get fungal, but be careful. He's losing the infestors as well. The fungal was good, but you need to keep your infestors alive.
Yeah, and honestly, now Erik is he's stuck on 3 bases. He just lost, in the matter of like 1 minute, he lost 2 hatcheries.
Yeah, that was a very big blowback for Erik. Luckily, he has one other base on the far right hand side of the map. Currently without drones, so Erik, please go keep at it.
He is now transferring a couple of drones over there, but again, there's still a lot of long distance mining going on, so Erik, his economy isn't that great here. Now we see he's pushing on forward, but there's a lot of tanks.
Yeah, there's a lot of tanks, and Erik needs to be careful. Just a couple more seconds, and 3-3 for Mech is going to finish.
Yeah, exactly, and it looks like just before it finishes, he cleans up every single one of these tanks. BCs are not enough here, as Erik also wins the battle in the sky, but there's not that much left on the ground. Maybe Kelazhur can hold on?
Nice fungal growth. The Ravagers pick up the last of the they did not. They actually, one of them actually survived. One of the Cyclones survived, and yeah, there's now only Corruptors left.
God, only Corruptors and Infestors that are running away. Meanwhile, ooh, the CC burns down. BCs come in, but there are not enough of them, and the Corruptors, they take control of the skies. Oh my god,
all the battle cruisers finally fall mate, but also all the Corruptors. There's not going to be Broodlords anytime soon.
Yeah, this is huge. The fact that every single Corruptor gets picked off, now there's no follow-up. The Greater Spire was ready for the Broodlords, but that tech just isn't going to be available for Erik.
Yeah, I think we are going to enter into another very scrappy game, like 134 supply for Erik, 110 for Kelazhur. Kelazhur, since he's going mech, he's going to be slower at maxing out again.
Yeah, but like he just had bases ready to expand. We see a massive mana mule here at the third base. Like the mech is being rebuilt, and Erik keeps trying to like brute force his way through. I don't know if he can here. A lot of it does rely on these infestors. They're coming in, sneaking in on the army, getting ready to just take over these Thors. I imagine.
Yeah, the fight starts, and yeah, one of the Thors immediately taking over, but a good scam by Kelazhur, and he kills all the infestors.
Mate, with the death of the infestors, now the following up that every single Ravager goes down, Erik, he drops his supply.
Yeah, now they're even in supply, but Erik is down in army supply. He's only ahead in workers, and that was huge, mate. That was huge. That was a nice cannon, a nice target by Kelazhur.
I think this may be the turning point here for Kelazhur, because now he's expanding. He's taking a 5th base, which is a terrifying thing for a Terran player. He has Hyperflight Rotors on the way. He's ready to switch into just pure Banshee, just Banshee mech, and nothing shoots up, by the way. It's just nothing shoots up. Okay, we have 2 Corruptors.
This is scary for Erik. Erik going in for another trade here at the 5th base, but now they are equal in numbers, mate, and a mech army in equal numbers is a very scary for as a player.
Yeah, Kelazhur straight up does have the superior army right now. He has vision as well. Like, there's no way for Erik to push into this, not without something like Vipers to help support his army.
Yeah, that's a good question. Where are the Vipers? Like, I would have expected to see Vipers like for a while now, and only Infestos is the only spellcaster we've seen so far. And to be honest, they have not been very useful.
It's true. It's very they haven't done much. We've seen like a fungal or 2 here or there, but they just haven't really come into play, unfortunately. I don't think it's the tech of choice for Erik. To be fair, because of the amount of Cyclones, like, you do need infestors. You need to be able to fungal this so your Roach Ravager army can deal with this army. We just haven't seen the fungals, right? Like, it's something that Erik needs to pull off. Here we go. Oof.
Nice fungal on half of the army, but that's a lot of Hellions with blue flame. Immediately take care of the Zerlings, and the Roach Ravager was behind this.
Yeah, exactly. Half the army does go down though, so Erik, he does trade favorably there, does force Kelazhur back. And now we were talking about it. Here comes the first Viper.
Finally, Vipers are on the way. Broodlords are also on the way. Is this finally what Erik needed to win this map?
Yeah,
Broodlords and Vipers. Because again, Kelazhur, 0 Vikings. Basically, only 1 starport.
Exactly. Like, there's 1 Thor, there's a bunch of Cyclones, and that's kind of it. The BC count was reset earlier. What I will say is that Erik's economy is booming right now. Like, earlier he was struggling, but now he has all of his bases up and running on his side of the map, and with that, Erik has been able to remax. Kelazhur still needs more time to do so, and again, he hasn't seen the Broodlords. He doesn't know that he needs to switch into Vikings.
He's going to see them right now, and he's probably thinking, "Oh no."
Yeah.
Now, interesting, he's building quite a lot of Ravens.
Quite a lot of Ravens. Meanwhile, there we go. We have the switch into mass Thor. Thors will definitely help, but it takes them a while to come out.
Yeah, Thors are very expensive, Thors are very slow and very clunky, and yeah, Kelazhur is forced to fly this base away and save all he can.
Meanwhile, at the same time, yeah, the Ferrari mech, it goes across the map and there's nothing here to stop them.
Yeah, the Infestos are not here. One important thing, the Infestos are not here, but nice around by the Roaches, and this army is going to fall, mate.
It will, but not before taking down 24 drones. At the same time, Erik's main army is not stopping the Broodlords. They keep pushing across the map, force another base to lift off. But the Thors are out.
Yeah, the first Thors are finally going out.
Oh god, oh god. Oh god, the move command. One Thor goes down immediately. And the Viking will fall as well. There's still enough Corruptors, enough anti-air to deal with them. And the problem is that even if the Thors come out, there are Infestors to neuroparasite them.
Mate, is Erik finally do it? He's finally going to be able to take his first point in this core.
Yeah, exactly. The Broodlords, they are the checkmate that he needed here to really close out this game. It forces Kelazhur all in. He just sends his entire ground army across the map. So he's going to try and force like a base trade of some kind, which is, to be fair, he needs to do this. But he does meet the Ravagers face to face, and ooh, juicy Biles.
Yeah, juicy Biles, the 6-10 going to 6 months, but too late, mate. And yeah, they fall. And this should be it. Kelazhur has nothing left.
Yeah, exactly. There's only a single Thor here. Okay, a couple more Thors do come in as well. He's trading fairly well, but there we go. Here come the Neurals.
GG, and mate, we are not going to go with a 4-0. Erik takes the first point in the series.
GG, and honestly, it was close. It was very close. There were moments there, especially when Erik lost 2 bases and he was on less than 3 base economy remaining. Like, Kelazhur almost brought it back. But at the same time, I don't think that mech is the answer for Erik, just because he does enjoy playing with Roach Ravager to begin with, and that is kind of ideal against mech. So at least Kelazhur did try it at least once in this series.
Let's see if Erik can keep his momentum going and make the reverse sweep and become again the best player in Brazil.
We shall see. We'll also see if Kelazhur dabbles in the mech again, or if it's kind of a one and done sort of thing. You know, just try it once in a series and then that's it. It could also be a map specific sort of thing. You know, Jagannatha, it isn't the most ideal map for Terran players, so maybe that's the map that he wanted to try that on. We'll see. We'll see where we go from here. We've already had Beckett. We've already had Jagannatha.
Oh no, I lied. I'm so sorry.
Is that is that Blackburn? Oh no.
Everyone, our next map in this best of 7 series is going to be Blackburn LE, which is like one of the most Terran favorite maps in the map pool in a TvZ.
Mm-hmm.
The rush distance is very slow, the air distance is also very low, and you know, there's gold bases, there's a lot of high ground and slow zones, and yeah, this is a good Terran map.
Alright, BRB, I'm gonna need to get some I need a drink. I need to prepare myself, so I'll be back in a moment. Keep the stream entertained, Darking. God.
Yeah, the players are getting ready. The countdown has begun, and unfortunately, since Light is not here, we're going to go blind for the first few seconds of this matchup. Yeah, we're loading in. That was quick, like just in time.
Oh boy.
Just in time. Welcome everyone. Welcome to Blackburn LE, Light's favorite map in the map pool. Spawning here in the left side of the map. The set player, the pato himself. It is Erik.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Blackburn LE, we have the Brazilian Terran. He is red, representing Team Liquid. It is Kelazhur.
Oh, finally something different, but Erik, he's going for a pull first this map.
Yeah, very interesting. I do like it on a map like Blackburn. It makes a lot of sense. We'll see where he goes from here, because obviously you can get early lanes with this, or if you wanted, you could even go for an early Roach Warren.
Maybe. No, I feel it could not be an early Roach Warren without taking the gas first, and he went for the hatchery first before the gas. So this is probably maybe just a defensive measure in case, Kelazhur was feeling cheeky and proxying somewhere in the map,
Yeah, in a way, I mean, these lanes can still be aggressive across the map. I guess what I'm curious about, because again, with this opener, your gases are very delayed. So will Erik even bother getting Link speed, or afterwards, will he just go straight into that Roach Warren? Is what I'm curious about, as the links are coming out here. And oh, Erik, please, no. I was hoping he would take the gold. He's taking the regular third.
See, mate, this is why you have to write it in your contract.
As the 4 lings are sneaking across the map, the other 2 are dealing with this SCV. Because the lings are out, Kelazhur, he knows it's a pull first opening.
Yeah, definitely. The Reaper is going to stay at home and to defend whatever is coming his way. Is he going to try and say, okay, the SCVs does not chase at all? They know there's a Reaper waiting for them and they do not want to die.
Yep. And with that, the lings do come home. The gases are being taken. Only 1 gas, though, not 2 gases. So Erik not taking like extreme measures to catch up in that gas count. And yeah, from here we'll see where we go. Erik got a very fast third base behind this as well, so does make up for the fact of that pull first.
Yes, Erik wants to go full economy this game. Let's see how he does with it. I mean, he needs to prepare against the inevitable Hellion Reaper harass later on. He's saving gas. Is he going to go for speed now, or is he going to use the gas on something else? I do wonder.
He should go for speed, but he's not going for it. And I feel this has to be intentional at this point, that he's just avoiding it, because he's got plenty of gas here. Meanwhile, we do see it is a 1-1-1 opener, but once again, faster 3rd TC here, and Erik still hasn't gone for that link speed.
Yeah, exactly the way Kelazhur like it. Oh, finally the Reaper enters the main base of Erik, but he didn't go all the way in. I think he only saw let me see. He only saw that Erik didn't take the second gas, which is like a huge indicator when you are a pro player and you know everything your opponent is supposed to do.
Yeah, exactly. And we do see the Roach Warren here in the natural. Kelazhur hasn't seen the Roach Warren yet. As Erik did skip link speed, that will mean that he will be a little bit more vulnerable to like early game aggression here, but Roaches are going to be coming out very quickly for Erik.
Yeah, a few Roaches. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, a first for Kelazhur. We're going to see a Liberator light.
Oh,
the first Liberator of the series.
I think this is good for Erik, because what Kelazhur is going for is he's going for some Hellion aggression, which makes sense, and at the same time he's going to be going across the map with a Liberator, and to help deal with these Hellions are going to be Roaches. So as long as Erik has his units in the right position, I do think he shouldn't sustain too many losses here.
Yeah, he shouldn't, especially because there's already an Spore in each base.
Exactly. Here we go. The Hellions are trying to find a way in, but there are Roaches to meet them, so the Hellions cannot get into that natural base. Meanwhile, behind this, Erik going for a very fast lair here. Still no Evo chambers. Will this lair just be for Roach speed, or is he going to try and go for a Nidus?
Yeah, the Liberator arrives, he only kills 1 drone, and then it get out safely.
At the same time, the Hellions tried to dip into the natural base, but there were Roaches there to meet them, so the Hellions were once again forced back.
Yeah, this is a very good defense by Erik. He has basically lost nothing at all so far. And yeah, these two players are basically equal. 44 workers for Erik, 51 for Kelazhur, both on 3 bases, both like slowly taking to whatever they want. And yeah, we'll see what the final composition is going to be. Kelazhur is going for Bio, but he's going with tanks this game instead of the Widow Mines.
Yeah, and I do think that that is a good choice against Roach Ravager. Tanks, they do so much damage, especially when you have that Bio to help protect them. Meanwhile, with that lair finishing up, there it is. Glavry Constitution is on the way, 1-1 is on the way, so Erik committing very hard to this Roach Ravager. And we talk about this a lot. Roach Ravager does kind of have a bit of a timer here for Erik. Eventually he will need to focus on getting out infestors and getting into those lurkers when it comes to the late game. But on a map like Blackburn, it's so difficult to get there. So I feel like maybe Erik could try and maybe go for an upgrade timing instead.
I mean, maybe, and if he does, he needs to be to do it really fast. He's now stopped drone production. He's only going for full roaches now. So perhaps that timing is coming very soon late.
Yeah, exactly. 66 drones is all he needs. For now, he is taking the gold base to help back him up in that economy. But right now, he is making nothing but roaches, nothing but ravagers. And he could hit pretty hard, to be honest, especially if he does end up taking down these rocks. There are definitely other angles that he could push forward in. But Kelazhur, he's not taking this line down. He is going to be aggressive. He is going for a double drop.
Wait, did someone redeem a Kuro, please?
I think someone did. I don't know if Kuro is ready to cast her. I don't think she's available.
Yeah, the drop finally arrives. It got noticed. The roaches on the back immediately come back. Let's see how much damage they can do. The answer is not very much. Immediately they get out. One overlord for one poor marine.
Oof. Exactly. Meanwhile, here comes the Roach Ravager. So 1-1 is already done. 2-2 is on the way, but it only just started. Meanwhile, the Marines somehow make it past all these roaches and snipe a queen. Or 2 queens.
Yeah, that was the drop earlier, and yeah, the fight is starting. A lot of Roach Ravager here on Kelazhur's Bay, but be careful. He's going to get sandwich. Erik is going to get sandwich.
God, he is getting sandwiched, and every single Ravager goes down. Only 1 Ravager remaining here. Is it going to be enough? There's still 1 tank in the backline, and Erik cannot break this position.
Now, Erik did some really good damage. He killed 22 workers, and he resetted the tank count to only 1. So he did the damage that he needed to do. He's not dead yet. He did a good trade, and now let's see how he can take advantage of this.
Yeah, exactly. Like, because he reset the tank count, it does mean that Kelazhur, he cannot comfortably counterattack, right? So now Erik, he has time to drone up, take the gold base, get his upgrades up and running. Not just his upgrades, but Burrow as well as Roach. Burrow's speed is on the way, tunneling claws is on the way. So very interesting decision here by Erik. I believe it's the first time we're seeing that today.
Yes, by the way, I love this by Erik. We have a Nidus on the way.
Oh boy, looking to be as aggressive as possible here. And again, this is a really good way of just keeping Kelazhur at home.
Yeah, one of the drops got cleaned up here, but the other drop is on the main base of Erik.
Oh god, the Hellions do get dropped in. They are going to get some drone kills. How many though? Looks like only 4 in total. And what's
only 4 drones. Annoying, but not critical.
Yeah, exactly. And what's important is that even though we do have these drops coming in here, and honestly, this one is, oh my god, this is dealing a lot of damage. Oh my god, Erik, please.
12, 14, 15, the whole mineral line went down light now. This was important and critical.
Yeah, exactly. Erik being a little bit idle with his roaches. He did not respect that drop of those Marines at all. But that's because he was busy, because the Nidus finishes up in the main, and Kelazhur responded, but a little bit too late.
Yeah, too late. There was nothing here to defend against the Nidus, but look, trickyly enough, not many roaches came out of this because most of the force is coming here in the little base of Kelazhur.
Mates, once again, what was that? 4 or 5 tanks get taken out that was so exposed because Kelazhur was not expecting the double prong attack.
Yeah, no more tanks, Roach Javager, which are kind of good against Marine, but here comes the rest of the army of Kelazhur. Kelazhur, mate, he's being attacked on two fronts. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to keep up with it.
Oh god, we'll see. I mean, there's not that much buffer here for these Ravagers. A couple more roaches come in, but Kelazhur, he doesn't keep the attack going. He is pulled back from this small hit squad. Another Nidus in the main base, so Kelazhur, he's just too busy defending. God, and the Red Ravager pushes on forward. Another tank goes down. Finally, the bio does return, but the tank count, it's just not there for Kelazhur.
Yeah, Erik has been doing a good job of keeping up with this tank count, but he has to be careful, mate. There's starting to be a lot of Mataures in this army, and Mataures are really good against the roaches, and mate, the tides are starting turning around now. Is Kelazhur going to be able to counterattack?
It's one of those things where like Erik has been trading so well, but at the end of the day, like a strongly upgraded like Marine Marauder force still beats Red Ravager. Like that's the scary thing. What we saw was Kelazhur trading so well, stimming forward, focusing down the Ravagers. Thankfully, there was enough here to defend, and Kelazhur ran out of steam as he just doesn't have that much bio left. So Erik, he does have a little bit of room to breathe here. Rebuild his lost workers, so he is still maintaining a lead.
Yeah, he's still maintaining a lead. 30 supply ahead, 177 versus 147. These cheeky roaches, they're coming in trying to snipe one of the tanks. Unfortunately, they do not get it, and they die.
That they do.
Now, Erik has tried many times to go for from the south, but what about the north light?
Exactly. He's looking to find a way there. There is a drop, and oh, so lucky Kelazhur. He spots the roaches here with this drop. Now he knows about the upcoming attack on his northern base.
Yeah, but is he going to react? I think he thinks he caused the beginning of it, but no, mate. There was a lot more here already, and the planetary.
Oh my god, the planetary will fall here. Kelazhur is stuck on 3 bases. He's being choked out economically. Like he just can't get a 4th up and running.
Yeah, the bios are running down on everything that Kelazhur has, and mate, is Erik going to be able to break Kelazhur here? I don't think so, but that was again a really nice trade, and only three tanks remain.
Exactly. At the same time, though, another drop here at the gold base, once again denying all of this mining. This time, though, Erik didn't lose his entire mineral line. Thankfully, he does hold on to his workers. And as you were saying, like Kelazhur, like he just can't get another base up and running. He's falling further and further behind. But he has been able to just keep Erik in check. Erik, he hasn't kind of gotten out of control yet.
Yeah, he's been trading really good versus Erik. Erik has been basically going all in for the past 5 minutes, mate.
Yeah, like
finally Erik going to take his 5th base.
Yeah, finally. Like Erik just has been working on like that 66 worker count for a long time here. Meanwhile, oh, these roaches do get caught out by this drop. Now this drop is going to hit this base, and I don't know if there's that much to defend here.
The answer is no, mate. There's only 15 roaches on the map and a couple of Ravagers. Meanwhile, roaches on the other side of the map, again, the 94th base of Kelazhur.
That they are. Meanwhile, it looks like there's just barely enough Roach Ravager to push Kelazhur away. I say that. I think Kelazhur could maybe fight this, but okay, he doesn't have that many Marines. He is forced back. I mean, this is terrifying.
Kelazhur is finally going for the big push. He has 9 tanks. He finally got a really good number of them. And now he feels confident to go ahead and move forward with them.
Exactly. It took 15 minutes, but finally Kelazhur is pushing across the map with his bio and with his tanks. Erik was doing such a good job at stopping this from happening, but now it's here.
Nice fungals all over the infantry of Erik. Is it going to be enough? The tanks finally sieges and they raining down supreme.
Oh my god, a lot of tank volleys there on the main army of Erik. A lot of the infestors are going down, and there was a fungal, which is great, but there are just so many tanks.
Yeah, so many times the overlords are exposed, mate. A lot of overlords here going to fall down. Man, I feel we have come to the point of no return.
Yeah, this is the beginning of the end here, mate, for Erik. He's trying to hold on. Nice fungals here on the buyer, and again, he's trying to rally his reinforcements, but I just don't see a world where he deals with these tanks. Here come the reinforcements for Kelazhur. The rally just doesn't stop, and this is the power of Blackburn. Once a Terran player gets going, they just don't stop. The Nidus gets taken out, and Erik, he just doesn't have much left, mate.
He doesn't have much left, unfortunately. He needs more larva, mate. He only has 4 roaches. Basically, he has nothing. All the army that he has is the one that is currently being built.
Oh god, pretty much. He's buying a little bit of time here, you know, slowly banking up a force in his natural base, but he loses the 3rd. His 4th is exposed as well. He now finally pushes down. It will pile down 1 tank, but that's 1 of like 10, mate.
Yeah, that's a lot of tanks, and yeah, they fall, and there's nothing else, mate. And GG, Kelazhur is your Executor champion.
Despite being Terran, he is the Executor here. He is our champion. Congratulations, Kelazhur.
Yeah, mate, and here we go, mate. Kelazhur retakes his title, and he defends it back in the grand finals, and he becomes the Executor champion, mate.
Exactly, and it was hard fought again. Like I'll look back on Beckett Industries, for example. Like that was so close between both players. Like if either one of them or if Erik had just tightened up a little bit there, that is definitely a game that he could have taken this series. Definitely, there's a world out there where it could have gone longer, but oh god, in the end, Kelazhur was the one who was just a little bit more solid, a little bit more unrelenting, and it wasn't a 4-0. You know, Erik did fight back, but Kelazhur, he does take back that title.
Yeah, man, congratulations, Kelazhur. I mean, we usually say man with gun, good unit, but in this case, it is a car with cannon, good unit. that was the MVP unit of this game.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I want to commend Erik, by the way, especially on this map. Like, he was doing a lot of damage. Like, he kept resetting that tank count time and time again. But he just couldn't close it out there. I do think a lot of it does have to do with, you know, there was that one drop that got out of control, that just kind of let loose and got like 16 drone kills, which was crazy, by the way. That should never have happened. If that didn't happen, I do think that because of how close it was for a while, I do think that Erik would have been able to overwhelm Kelazhur in the end. He wouldn't have had to have re-droned. His economy would have been a little bit more solid. But that drop just did a surprising amount of damage, and that did keep Kelazhur in there.
Yeah, definitely. So good job, Kelazhur, and good job, Erik. I mean, he got 2nd place. They got, let me see how much prize money each player had. So Erik, at 2nd place, got 365 reales, which is like $72, and Kelazhur got 505 reales, which is $100. And plus OSC points, because remember that this tournament is part of the OSC circuit.
It is part of the OSC circuit. So congratulations to both of these players. And what I will say is that, you know, this is a great win for Kelazhur, and he probably needed it. You know, again, he needed it after what Erik did to him at DreamHack. So you know, you can take this one, mate. It's fine. But you know what? DreamHack fall is around the corner, and I don't think this is the last we're going to see of these 2 players like competing and playing against each other, mate.
I mean, no, they are literally already invited to DreamHack in Latin America. So we are 100% going to see them in how much? In less than 1 month. Like it is like the 28th, I believe, starts the group stage of DreamHack Latin America.
Oh,
something like that.
Something like that. I mean, I know at the end of this month are the qualifiers. So the qualifiers
starts on the 21st, I believe.
Yes, yes. And then right after that is the group stage for Oceania, China, and Latin America as well. It's something that's a bit of a shame that like they kind of get rushed out first, and North America and Europe have a little bit more time to breathe, and it's a little bit longer of a circuit, but it's just, I guess it's understandable. I guess.
Mate, are you going to be okay? I'm just looking at your schedule of ESL champs. ESL and ANZ champs, and they finished like the weekend before the qualifiers began.
Well, again, like I'm surprised that I made it this far. I thought I did straight up assume that I was just gonna fall over today and die, but you know what? We can keep going.
I mean, good, because you're going to need it later on.
Yeah. For those wondering, it is now 7:30 a.m. in the morning. I was up. Again, I casted ANZ Champs last night, and that went straight into DreamHack Summer Season Finals, and then now that led straight into this. I haven't been able to sleep much at all in the last 24 hours.
Could you imagine if you casted Battle of the Americas yesterday?
I would be dead, mate, at that point. I'm ready to just collapse in bed and just be there for 24 hours to recuperate, mate. I'm done. Aye. Oh god. But thank you so much, StarKy, for joining me today. I appreciate it. I wouldn't have been able to do this alone. Thank you so much.
I mean, anytime, everything for money.
Exactly. Speaking of, if you want to support this channel, you can subscribe with Twitch Prime. That's all you need. Twitch Prime doesn't cost you anything, mate, when you have Amazon Prime. Kappa.
Yeah, but Amazon Prime is quite pricey.
No, say you don't have to. Don't bring that up. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. Once upon a time, I had Amazon Prime and I had Twitch Prime and everything. Then I stopped. But during that year, mate, I ordered from Amazon like crazy, several times a week. It was starting to get a little too much.
Unfortunately, I don't have Amazon Prime. It is quite expensive. I cannot afford that luxury at the moment.
Is there Amazon Prime in Australia?
Yeah. There is. It's there. Oh god. But with that, we will be wrapping up today. It was only one series. It's only the grand finals here for Executor, and we are done for the day. Again, shout out to Cosmos for running the event. He casted DreamHack Summer Season Finals in Portuguese and then went straight into Executor.
Yeah, the man has also the infinite energy. He's like the light VIP for Brazil, mate. we have you in Australia, we have Cosmos in Brazil, and we have Enki in Mexico.
Exactly.
By the way, now that the stream is over, that the games are over, there is one announcement that I wanna make that I told you yesterday, but I think the people needs to know.
The people need to know.
Yes, the people need to know. If you guys, by any chance, saw my Twitter or the social media of Lespira, we made a tweet about a tournament that Furious Gaming is going to do. Like for people who are not aware, Furious Gaming is one of the OGs organizations in StarCraft 2 in Argentina. Like they were one of the first back when Wings of Liberty came out. And to be honest, they're still active. Technically, they're still active. Ek, the Argentinian player, is on their team. Anyhow, they are doing a tournament light. They are doing a tournament this Wednesday for Latin America only, except Brazil. No, Brazil, I'm sorry, Brazilians. I mean, you had your tournament today. We have our own tournament next week. And it is $1,000 a prize pool, mate. $1,000 plus, and a laptop that I think also costs $1,000.
Yes, it is a massive tournament. 1,000 USD for the Legion Cup, I believe, powered by Lenovo.
Yes.
And it is a little bit short notice, you know, it is in less than a week, you know, it is going to be starting. Immediately I let my players know. Ryu and Neo are well aware of it. And we should have some pretty big names there. I did check the participants. Cham and Special are signed up for that event.
Mate, Special joined the Discord server today in the morning, and the first thing he did in the Discord server was to PM me to ask me the time. And I'm like, mate, I'm not an admin, but here are the times.
Shaking my head, Special, shaking my head.
Like I know that I'm everywhere in the background, but not so literal, please. Check first if I'm there or not.
God damn it. When it comes to the Legion Cup, I'm not too sure. Do you know who's covering that in Spanish?
I know they are covering it in the Twitch channel for Furious Gaming. Furious Gaming LA on Twitch. But who are the people who are actually casting? I do not know.
Yeah.
Now, the question is, are they going to accept like other language streams?
That's a good question. That is definitely something that I'm going to be working on to see if we can get in as an English stream. We'll see if there's a Portuguese stream as well. Obviously, there's no Brazilian players, but I'm sure Gustavo or Cosmos or whoever would be willing to cast something like this just because of how big of an event this is for Latin America. It's not something we see every day from Furious Gaming, so it would be cool for them to get some coverage, and maybe if they do, maybe for the next one they will include Brazil. But yeah, it's very cool to see Furious Gaming back running a tournament.
So for people watching the stream, because I know that all of your fans are from Latin America, please check the social media of La Espira to see the link where you can sign up, and please play on Wednesday, because it's not every day that you get $1,000 of prize pool in tournament.
Exactly. Top 4 get paid. Gonna be a massive payout there. And honestly, the competition is gonna be very intense, just because without Brazil, mate, that's like half the competition gone in the scene, you know? Now it's all up for grabs. Sure, there's Special and Cham, but like other than that, you know, like the other players, it can definitely go back and forth, you know, like Jim Rising, Eggs, Paco Mike, Ryu, maybe even a dark horse like Chaos Fate can do well here. Like there's a lot of potential.
Who knows, mate? Maybe with that amount of prize pool, we see some players going out from under the rocks. You know, who knows? Maybe Dastan, if you're still watching, you may wanna play. Maybe Halfreed or Jarpy could get in, because like, you just need to beat the semifinals and you got quite a chunk of cash.
Exclamation mark Funada Dastan in the chat, by the way, because he did sign up. It takes $1,000 to make him to sign up for a tournament, mate. Shaking my head, Dastan, shaking it.
Are you telling me that is that the thing we're going to need to do for the next Rebirth tournament? We need to put $1,000 on the
line. God damn it. God damn it, Dastan. So we'll see if he does check in. We'll see if he competes in it. It would be amazing if he did. If he did, of course, we will cast him. We will cover him as best we can if we end up being the English casters. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Hopefully, we are. But
that reminds me. Thank you, Fernando, for bringing up in the chat on Wikipedia. Legion Cup, this tournament that we are talking about, is actually called Legion Cup by Lenovo. Why? Because there's already a Legion Cup on Wikipedia, and I was like, no, come on, don't do this to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had to put a slightly different name. So yeah, please go search it by Legion Cup by Lenovo, please.
Yeah. Again, Legion Cup is an event run by an amateur team called Team Legion, and they have their own cup. They have their own leagues. So yeah, there are some branding conflicts here. Unfortunately, but yeah, don't confuse one for the other. And with that, you know, we are reaching the end of our broadcast here today. Dad King, other than this new tournament that is coming out this week, do you have anything else you want to add?
I mean, nothing more. Just thank you for having me live. It has been a great 5 days of fun. I mean, 4.5, because the first one I kind of died in the middle. So yeah, if people wanna see more of me, please follow my Twitter account, where you can see I usually retweet and tweet about Latin American tournaments where you can play, and also follow my Twitch account, twitch.tv at /darking665, because I'm going to be streaming more light. Monday, tomorrow we're going to keep playing Iconoclast, and then we're going to follow with StarCraft on Tuesday.
Ooh, nice. So make sure you follow Darking there on his Twitch, Darking665. Meanwhile, the stars in the chat. For nada, shaking my head, mate. Oh god. But yeah, so you can follow me at light_VIP on Twitch and Twitter as well. I will be streaming throughout the week. I'll be streaming some StarCraft and some Final Fantasy. I'm gonna enjoy a well-deserved break here after this intense day of casting, this intense 24 hours of casting. Aye, shaking my head.
Are you going to eat something before going to bed, or are you just going straight to bed?
Nah, I'm gonna pass out, man. I'm done. Oh god.
You are already on borrowing time.
Yes, exactly. Again, mate, the start battles never cost me. Kura hates me. It's true, but we do cost you anyway, okay? Shaking my head, Dustin. We've costed you plenty of times. Lies. Ah, god. And with that, our next broadcast will be tomorrow, ESL Open Cup America. So I'm going to be casting that with Milk and Cookies. So if you want to tune into that will be in just over 24 hours. And with that, we're done, mate. Thanks everyone for watching. See you guys then.
Bye, everyone.
Ciao.